Someone put a fucking leash on Oliver.
Norman!
How's it going, everybody? My name is John Norman, and just wanted to give my thoughts on the new season 4 of Invincible. I'm a big fan of superhero shows, movies. I grew up with all kinds of superhero stuff, as a lot of us did. This show has been awesome and so new and refreshing for the superhero genre. I've been a fan since season 1. I've been reading the comics since watching the show, so I'm always kind of like a little behind, a few chapters ahead, a little behind. I don't let myself get too far ahead because I don't want spoils for the show. But yeah, so the show's caught up. I'm behind on the comics now, but yeah, I wanted to give some of my thoughts on what happened in this last season, and we're just here to hang out, have fun, and I appreciate you joining. So let's get into it. So I had to take notes because when I started gathering my thoughts, it was actually, if I'm being honest, and I'm going to go back and forth here. I'm going to do my best to kind of start from the beginning and work my way through the story. But I had to go back because even when I was talking to my wife, I'm like, man, a lot happened in this season. Like looking back, I'm like, I had to go back basically before the Conquest fight. The Conquest fight was so fucking cool and so like crazy to me. Where the second Conquest fight, obviously, where I had to, it was kind of making my brain a little fuzzy, my memories on what else happened those first 4 episodes, because when I brought it up to my wife, I'm like, yeah, you remember how like the beginning of the season? She's like, yeah, the fight with Conquest. I'm like, no, that's like episode 4. Like there was like so much more happening, or maybe episode 3, I can't really remember. But starting off with everything that happened that I enjoyed at the beginning, Debbie's fight was awesome. And I am going to try and be more positive and then hold my negatives to the end. Debbie finally getting to tell off Nolan, and us finally getting to see that scene in Nolan back on Earth since season 1. It's fucking great. That was probably the best performance in the entire show so far, if you ask me. Like how stern she was with him, and it kind of bugs me that I feel like they're redeeming Nolan a little bit too quickly. I do feel like they should be taking a lot of time on this, and let me make it clear, in my point of view, there's absolutely no redeeming Nolan. Absolutely not. Sorry, it's just not. The only way he can even do anything, in my eyes, of fully like getting even a little bit of redemption is self-sacrifice in some way. If he can save Debbie and die doing it, there we go. You have a little bit of my respect. Like not even, I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird. There's no redemption. But I love Debbie telling him off, just straight up saying, fuck you. You said what you need to say, all that, and screaming, hurting her hand, all that. The demeanor of it and her tone was great. Oh, the whole robot and monster girl thing. I know some of the shit just from over the years, hearing some of the stuff that happens with that, but I don't know really any of the details. But I mean, just knowing how all that works, I mean, they were in space for months, like 7 months or something. So it would have to be like decades, right? Like or something that they were in there. So we'll have to see. That's gonna be exciting. I'm really, really excited for the next, if they come back the next season, I'm assuming, but that'll be really cool to see how things have changed in that way. I actually get a kick out of that. I can't remember the name of the species that keeps coming and kind of learning from their mistakes a little bit, but I like that story. I like that they just kind of keep popping up and that they it reminds me, funny enough, as like Rick and Morty, the episode with the time changing with the bottle of wine and everything, and then it quickly just, they have a futuristic kind of society and stuff. So I'm wondering if like it's gonna kind of go in that weird direction, but it'd be a lot of fun. Art standing up to Nolan and just speaking his truth and not sugarcoating it and everything, and you can feel like he probably knows like I could die, especially like what so fucking good the way that they did that, the performance and how they laid it all out in that scene where him and Nolan are talking on the roof, and you know he's just giving it to him straight in his own kind of passive way. Like, yeah, he's been good with her. She's needed it ever since, you know, you and everything. And then just being like, dude, I closed your account. And we really get to see how Nolan just doesn't fucking, he's so kind of gone and not human that he doesn't get it at all. Until it kicks in, you know, he's like, I only make outfits for heroes. You know, and then when he fucking starts breathing and panting like crazy out of fear when Nolan leaves, like, you know, he felt like he was gonna die. That's awesome. That's a shout out to that fucking character, because I don't think he gets enough love just for that scene, honestly. Because that's some brave shit, you know. Man's standing up for himself, standing up for his beliefs. Whether or not he's got a fucking god that could destroy his fucking face in a goddamn second. I like that. I really like that character. Now we get into the Conquest fight. Obviously, fucking brutal. Watched this a few times. As soon as, obviously, we all had the same reaction when he's pulling out Mark's guts and shit. But even before that, Mark just holding on and not letting him get a fucking breath was fucking awesome. Like, that was so fucking cool. It does start feeling like, I know a lot of people are online talking about how there's really no power level or whatever the creator said. But I don't know, like, I don't watch a lot of like fighting anime and stuff like that. So I think a lot of all those things come from that. I'm not sure, all those opinions. But I'll admit, like, part of me is like, how did he get so much stronger? Like, it does seem like Mark gets way stronger. Like, Conquest would have, it feels like the first fight he would have been able to just smack his fucking head and kill him or something, you know. But I guess he gets close, and like a lot of people, I'm like, how the fuck is Mark still alive? How the fuck is this gonna work? But you know, we have to keep remembering that these are Viltrumites. These are the strongest beings in the universe. So their guts and stuff are stronger than our entire body. I don't know. It's new to be able to see people take this much damage and survive it. You know what I mean? It's a very new concept. But I dug it. I showed some people at work like the next day, like, holy shit, dude, look at what this show just did. And one girl's like, what is it? I'm like, you're about to see some fucked up shit. And yeah, like, everybody's reacting, and it just keeps going. The sounds, dude. The sounds are the worst part. I'll be honest. Like, I even had it playing in my headphone, and I walked away as it was replaying, and I had to like fucking pause it. I'm like, I can't just hear the fucking gut sounds when it came up to that. So yeah, that was fucking brutal. The episode after where we get to see Nolan and what the fuck is his little brother's name? I've got it here. Oliver. I don't like Oliver. Oliver bugs me. Someone put a fucking leash on Oliver, dude. Like, I don't like that they haven't worked on training him. I don't like that they haven't worked on, it just feels weird. Like, he seems like too childish for the shit going on. And actually, let me say this before, like, when they're leaving for the war, it feels too small to me, in all honesty. And I guess I'm just gonna get into some negatives here and there, but it feels a little too small for me. It didn't feel like they were really going out to a war. I just don't like dialogue that it's like, promise me you won't die. It's like, dude, this is a war. Like, I get it. Like, there's probably people who really have made those promises and stuff, but I don't know. Like, we've seen what these fuckers can do. I just don't feel like there was, maybe Adam Eve's pregnancy was distracting her more in that. And I really don't have much to say about the pregnancy. Like, it's honestly the thing that I like the most about that whole dynamic is the fact that Adam Eve gained weight when he came back. Like I like characters having body changes over time. So, and it's nice that she's not like she's out of high school, so it makes sense. Like she's not fucking 17 anymore. You know what I mean? So I like that stuff. I like the kind of real grounded stuff, the way he dealt with her miscarriage or her abortion and all that. That's all fine and everything. It just, I feel like with the grand scope of everything, it kind of stops. It pauses us for a second for her emotions about that instead of the emotions of the war. And even Debbie wanting a dinner and everything, it just didn't do as much for me. I wish I saw more fear out of everyone than just kind of acceptance about this. Like they really understood the gravity of what is going to happen and that they might actually die. Debbie does a great job when she's talking to Nolan about it. That like, you came back, now you're taking my son off to a war to fight some planet. You know, it's like she feels the most like actually understanding the stakes. Because honestly, even when they go up to fight this war, it doesn't feel like a war. It feels like a battle. It feels like, because when I think of a war, I think of strategic planning. I think of real, and they are doing some of that, like with the the betrayer guy. I can't remember his name. The Jew with the beard. It just doesn't feel like we're really like setting up a war. You know what I mean? Like they even, it doesn't feel like they have a plan, or they have much of a plan, or not enough of one. The Hell episode, it was fun. Like honestly, it'll be rewatchable. It did feel a little abrupt. Like, what are we doing here? But Bruce Campbell playing the devil, and just hearing him having fun with it, that was cool. The whole concept, I totally get what it's going for, where Mark is struggling with his own demons and who he is, and you know, whether it's okay to kill someone or not, and the way that a lot of heroes have that dilemma and building their moral code and everything. So for him to have to help the devil and everything, and then realize that, like, you know, a lot of this stuff is not what it's been made out to be over time. Like everything, nothing's black and white, you know, and I like that. The hard thing for me though is I don't really care for Dark Blood as a character, just the way he talks as a character overall. I don't really care for it. The humor in this episode, I feel like they tried to go a little more humorous and stuff. It just didn't work for me. So the episode was fine. It just, like, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I hear it's one that's not in the, if I remember right, Kirkman said that, like, this is an episode he wanted to get done that wasn't in the comics. I think that's what he said. I might be wrong, and that's cool. I appreciate that. If we got a story that we're not going to get in the comics, and this is a little something like a little passion project kind of a thing that's always wanted to be done, that's awesome. I really appreciate that. Thrag is really fucking cool. I get that, like, maybe a lot of people didn't feel like he was intimidating. I do kind of wish that he had the other dude's voice, Clancy Brown. I kind of wish, because just that voice is, like, the most intimidating for me. The most? I don't know why I said it like that. But it's the most intimidating for me. So it's like, I feel like the big bad doesn't have the biggest bad voice. But overall, I think Thrag is pretty cool. The way that they're not... We've had so many, like, of the Viltrumites just show their strength right away. And I like that they're building him up. They're not just... There's different ways to show strength. And then when they do, the fucking wind-up punch with Nolan, it sucks him in. It actually creates a vacuum. That's fucking cool. Just the fact that I like these little visuals that they're doing, where it'll, like, cut to, like, a demon face and shit and all that. Like, those are really cool, very anime. I'm digging his character. I'm excited to see where it goes. I love his kind of strategic planning and the left turn he takes to get back at Mark at the end. I think that was really fucking clever. Really, it's almost like, how did I not see that coming? Anybody else? Like, that's a perfect plan. Like, why wouldn't he have just done that? You guys already got the proof that it all works. So yeah, just fucking go to Earth, do your thing. It's pretty good, and I don't know how you stop that. So I'm excited. I mean, Cecil's not gonna have it. Cecil's obviously gonna have a fucking problem with that. But yeah, this is gonna be fun seeing where they go with that. I'm jumping around. I'm kind of getting to the end, but yeah, I'm feeling that. That was really cool. That kind of left me with Mark in the same thoughts. Like, oh fuck, buddy, what have you done? Yeah, overall, I mean, I will say I wish we had a little more Adam Eve. Yeah, because I really like that character, but it's cool. She was a badass last season, and I get it. Like, we're in space, and she's losing her powers and stuff, so they kind of have to, sideline her a little bit. Nolan, or not Nolan. Nolan, no redemption. Oliver, get a fucking leash on that kid because he needs to fucking learn. I don't know what happens. That's one thing I know nothing of, is I don't know anything about the kid. I don't know nothing about Oliver or where his character goes or something, so that'll be really fun to see. And Cecil, man, I kind of wish we got a little more Cecil too. I feel like the second half was such cool shit and big stuff was happening. Where the first half seems small, you know what I mean? It almost seems like a different season. But overall, I had a great time with this. This season was fun. It was new. It's cool taking it into space. I did like having a different environment. Oh, Tech Jacket. Don't give a fuck about Tech Jacket. I don't like Tech Jacket, and I don't like Tech Jacket's dad. I don't know why. The dad just bugs me. He seems like a big brother. It doesn't read as dad to me. It's like when they cast like too young of a dude to play someone's dad, and you're like, this isn't working. Like you look like you go to this high school, not be at a parent-teacher conference or something. Just sometimes it's just, and yeah, I just don't like the character. And Tech Jacket doesn't do shit. It just feels like this is not. I don't know. I'm sure there will be more, to where that character will be really useful. But as of now, I'm like, yo, okay. I don't really get it. But Nolan's. I didn't talk about this, but Nolan's initiation thing with his parents and beating the shit out of his parents and getting the shit beat out of him by his mom, and his mom being a bitch. It seems like the women are worse. The women are way worse than the men in as far as like Viltrumites. I mean, they're all fucking monsters, but holy shit. I guess I could. Man, there's just so much in this show. The fucking sea of people, finding out that there's only like 50 Viltrumites. That's cool. That makes sense. I love that. This is just becoming a ramble of talking points, but I guess, hey, what else are all these videos? But yeah, just this fucking show is awesome. I don't understand the complaints about the animation. It's funny, like every fucking, I kind of understood it in season 1. Like there are some of those, like it looks like a sticker kind of a thing, like it's just a little too, and I'll be honest, it's weird seeing people put like a shit ton of shadow filters and stuff and make videos being like, look how much better it is. It's supposed to feel like a Saturday morning cartoon. It's not supposed to feel like a super serious anime. And anime isn't the end all be all of animation. Like, I understand that this is it's very inspired with the action and stuff, but not everybody likes the super fucking depth, shadows and everything. I like the way that this show looks. I think it's perfect for what it is. If they took itself too seriously with the animation as well, I think it would it wouldn't feel right. I like the Saturday morning cartoon feel of it. I like that this feels a little spectacular Spider-Man rather than like, I don't know, fucking like Death Note vibes. I don't need Dragon Ball Z vibes. I don't need all of that, there's a reason that this show's working for people that don't watch anime. And we just don't need all of that. And I like anime. I do. I read manga. I like anime, but like there's a There's a place for it. I wouldn't want any of the animations, the cartoons that I watch to just have some like deep filter or more shadows and stuff. And I understand people are like, the animation sucks. Dude, I don't know. I still watch animation from the 80s and the 90s. And let's face it, let's be real. Even anime takes so many fucking shortcuts, dude. They use one little fucking mouth for talking. They use a lot of still shots while the camera moves, and there's somebody, just the eye is just moving back and forth. Like, there's a lot of, not lazy, but tricks into animation that manga uses, and every animation uses. So I don't know, it just feels really disrespectful. I feel like people have gone way above just being critical of the animation and being disrespectful about it. That's just my 2 cents. I have also tried to make little animations, just little things. I've made stop motions on this channel, so maybe that's just like I have like a personal connection with animation. But go freehand a fucking animate. Just animate somebody sticking their tongue out. Animate somebody punching someone. Animate a blink. And yeah, animate that for a fucking day. Animate an eye blinking by hand. And you tell me if it's fucking how easy this shit is, because it's not. And I think we need to give the animators a little more respect, honestly. It's disrespectful as fuck. I didn't mean to end on like a negative note or anything, but it's just kind of my 2 cents. I keep seeing it everywhere on Instagram and Facebook and everything. It's like, or YouTube and shit. But I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things. Like, come on, guys. Like, it's just not as simple as everybody thinks it is to make animation. And especially when you have a crew, you have time, you have money, you have a deadline. And also I get that people are like, put the money towards the animation and not towards the voice actors. I'm gonna be real with you. The voice acting's awesome. I like the voices and stuff. And I know that there's a kind of a stigma with voice actors or using actors instead of voice actors. I don't have that problem. I don't give a fuck. Whoever can just portray the character the best, you know. But anyways, I think I got everything I wanted to say. Had to check my notes a few times, but I really enjoyed this season. Fuck Nolan. Fuck Oliver. Mark is awesome. He's doing great. I'm very excited to see where this character goes and where his morals kind of change, and if he does start having to do darker things, and just how he evolves. I'm really curious. And God, please don't make Debbie get back with Nolan. Ever. I feel like it's going to happen, but my God, please, just no. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. My name is John Norman, and until next time.